Pikmin 4. Because I haven't talked enough about this game, I could sit here and say I glossed over a lot of the enemies and characters in preparation for this inevitable video, but that's kind of not true. But content creators never lie. Ever. Albino dwarf Bulborb. I don't know. It's kind of like the middle between the poopy Bulborbs and the normal ones, but I'm just not a fan of this. It's just gross. D tier. Alpine. He's a CEO of a tech company. Yeah, I don't know, F tier. The Ancient Sirehound was a pretty decent boss, all things considered. I had a lot of fun with it, though as I said in my video, I lost all my Pikmin to it a few times. I think my biggest issue with this fight is that it's an elemental boss, but they don't prep you enough with candy pop buds before you fight it. So I only had like 5 of certain Pikmin types. It does feel like a better version of Pikmin 2's final boss though. I'm gonna barely squeeze this up to an A due to the epic music that plays during the fight as well. Aristocrab Offspring. I feel like I reviewed this enemy before. How do you count as something new? B tier. Ice Armored Cannon Beetle. I do like this trend of bringing back old enemies. Now, you could say this just taps right into my nostalgia bone, and Nintendo is winning shameless points. And you're probably right, but I'm an established Pikmin shill, so A tier. Bo? Probably just Bo, right? It's just a television actor, so I'm just gonna put him in C. Bernice is a fortune teller, and to be honest, I know someone is gonna write me some long-winded comment about how I'm a hack, but I personally feel like the art of fortune telling is just not real. D tier. Blizzarding Blowhog. Another clone, but it does make sense for the purposes of the game, so we're going B tier for this boy. The Blue Cap Bloister feels like an AI-generated Pikmin enemy. C tier. I'm gonna give the Bog Swallow a B. I don't think it's a bad enemy or anything, but personally, I felt like the whole mud aspect of Pikmin 4 was just kind of shoehorned in. Boris. Okay, if someone's named Boris in the chat, don't kill me, but their name is literally Boris. F tier. Chewy. How much do your parents have to hate you for you to be named Chewy? I'm trying here. I'm really trying. But look at the Pikmin wiki. How the hell do I even talk about some of these characters? C. Chili Hop. I guess I don't really get why this enemy exists. I would assume the purpose is just to limit what sort of Pikmin you could use to attack or venture with on a particular floor. It does look nice, so I'll scrounge up enough hope for this pitiful soul for a B tier. Chowder. Don't remind me of what we've lost. You know what? I'm thinking too much of the show now, which I enjoyed, so I'm giving an A tier. It's my video, don't judge me. Colin. He reminds me of the guy from Saw and talks way too much throughout the main story, being the Navi of this franchise, but honestly even worse, so I'm giving him a D tier. Sorry to all the Colin fans out there, if they exist at all. Corgwin. This guy lets you replay the Dandori battle, so an essential function of the game. Granted, I never cared that much for it, so B. Creeping Chrysanthemum. Now this sounds sort of weird, right? Like we already looked at this character in Pikmin 2. Well, this is a rare moment where a design is in fact so different between games that I'm actually just gonna put this on this list twice. And I'm giving it an S tier because this got me on so many occasions, more than it did in Pikmin 2. It's just continuously a great enemy. Crusted Repump. Rumpup. Look at this thing and tell me what the fuck it's supposed to be. These look like what I imagine roams around Florida on a day-to-day basis. C tier. Delmo, an animal enthusiast. I mean, I do love animals. A tier. I'm the Dash. That's a reference no one will get. What the hell am I supposed to do with the information that Dash is a professional spelunker? G tier. So Dingo is one of the main captains in Pikmin 4, being part of the rescue corps. But when I think of the team, he's probably one of the least memorable to me. As I think C is fair. The Downy Snagrid. Okay, that's freaking adorable, S tier. I do appreciate with the Dwarf Frosty Bulborb that they didn't just repeat a Bulborb with a pure skin like they do with most Bulborbs, and these rocks actually do make them impervious to the non-ice Pikmin. Good enemy, so A, and same with their adult counterpart. Fox. I'm not allowed to say that on YouTube. I don't think. F tier. I do appreciate the Foolix. Obviously, this is a throwback to the optional boss, Gulix, which is in itself a great deep cut reference. I'm giving this an A tier, even though the fight was piss easy. Francois? This is another NPC that I have nothing to say about, but, you know, as a fellow long-haired person, I'm giving them a B. We have to stick together. The Freeze Cake is a fairly decent enemy, bringing back the mechanic of timing your Pikmin throws and whistling them back, like with the Burly Clam clams, and original lollipops. It brings back the spirit of Pikmin in a solid way, so I'll give them an A. Fries. Please stop making me rank these characters. This video is a damn mistake. I don't know, S. Is that what you want to hear from me? The Guildmander is a decent enough boss. It's one of the only ones that you can't kill with a simple charge, requiring you to knock off its gold to open the weak spots with Ochi, and they are actually fairly difficult, but used a bit too often in the game for my liking. Going with a B for this and the Guildman-Doi. Sure. Glow Pikmin. The night mode in Pikmin 4 was an aspect I praised pretty damn heavily in my review of the game, and I wish there was more of it. Being that the Glow Pikmin represent that mode, and these are kind of the spiritual successor to the Bulbmin, I'll give them an S tier overall. I feel bad for Grace, since the Pikmin wiki calls her a nomad, meaning she's homeless. I looked it up, and like, it's just sad. Hopefully a home in A tier makes her happier. We have to be the change we want to see in the world. I really appreciated the groovy Longlegs boss fight. This boss was chaotic, it was bullshit, everything you can think of, and in maybe Pikmin 3 I would have given this like a C, but in this game it was a more than welcome change since Pikmin 4 in general is way too easy. S tier. I really like the Grub Chucker for a similar reason. This enemy actually wasn't a pushover, and I felt like the developers used this enemy in a pretty clever fashion most of the time, and also felt like a genuine smart original enemy. S tier. Horatio. Don't give me those angry eyes. B tier. The Horned Cannon Beetle. Okay, well it is a cannon beetle with a horn. I mean, I'll give the game developers some credit for not lying. B. Ice Pikmin. I spoke a lot of praise for these little guys. It was very clear Nintendo wanted this to be a big selling point of Pikmin 4, which of course makes complete sense given that you know people need to buy the game. I love their functions, their movesets, and the design. Great Pikmin. I mean, one of my favorites. S tier. The Ice Blown Dweevil and the Icy Blowhog we knew would be inevitable. Well, maybe not the Icy Blowhog, but I'm lumping them both to B tier so they don't do anything special. Jin. Dandori Challenge replays. Now that is what I'm talking about. A whole ass mode from Pikmin 3 essentially. This guy is, as the cool kids say, based AF. But he's not getting an A or an F. He's getting an S tier. Jumbo Bulborb. Given how easy this game is, these enemies are what the big Bulborbs in Pikmin 1 and 2 were to Pikmin 4. Does that make any sense? I don't know, we're like an hour into this video. A tier. Kaya? C tier. Kaze. There's a Z there and he wants you to know it. Kaze is a real estate agent and the housing market is so bad right now that I entirely blame him. Thanks, Kaze. C tier. Quiche. Her glasses look blended into her face like a texture. B tier. Kingsley gives you unlimited quests to grow Pikmin, meaning you can never truly 100% this game, which makes me mad, so C tier. Kit, B tier. Como, B tier. Lappy, B tier. This section of the video is clearly inspired. Main character. Yes, that's her name. Now you may think that this character is a bit weird to rank. After all, she's not really in the game since there's an avatar creator. However, she was a prominent character in the Pikmin 4 comics. I love these comics. I actually don't remember if I talked about these in my video, but I've been thinking about making a video once they're all out. They're all well drawn, and as of writing this video, they still continue to this day. But yeah, she's in it, and I'm giving her an S tier as a result of how well drawn these comics are and how much character she was given. Speaking of the comics, as of June 2024, when this video is recorded, that line is outdated. There is one character exclusive to the comics, this pink dog. S. Like, at this point, you could present me a pile of poo with eyes on it. I'd be like, yeah, sure, that's true. Mama Sheargrub and Master Hops, for similar reasons as the Jumbo Bulborbs, are going in A tier. The Mammoth Snoot Whacker. Still blown away that this is a real name for a real Pikmin enemy. It sounds like a damn prank. Good enemy. A tier. B tier for the Mini Snoot Whacker, though, since the name has less of a ring to it. Micah. Giving her an S tier because I look into those eyes and I relate heavily. I feel you. The Moldy Dwarf Bulborb. F tier. That is the grossest thing I've ever seen. The Moldy Slooch is at least sort of justified since it's a slug, so it's allowed to be gross. D. Molly. She's a content creator who pranks Pikmin for laughs. Content creators are just so cringe, so I gotta give her a D tier. God. Moss. Yeah, fuck it. F tier. She knows what she's done. Mucker's Skate, I'm giving a C tier. Again, not a fan of the whole mud mechanic mechanic, and they are just pretty damn annoying and another clone. Muggs is a space broadcast reporter, meaning if I don't give her an A tier, she may take me down in a takedown piece on the news. Now, Ochi I'm gonna give a B tier. This may be a bit controversial since he's so cute, but if we think about what he's contributed to the series, he does present a lot of a problem in Pikmin 4, which is that it's so damn easy, and I've even seen some videos on the topic that I'll put on screen right now. I feel like he's a mainstay of the franchise from here though, and will probably be in the next Smash or something. I like the design enough, and I think it was a good idea, so I am fine with B tier. Watch my Pikmin 4 video if you'd like to hear more. Osa specializes in archaeology, pretty neat hobby, A tier. Patch is a horrible name. Like, what do you mean patch? Like a nicotine patch? C tier. Pit Unya is the first attempt to make a pun in a while, so the breath of fresh air will put her in A tier. The Porquillian is actually a pretty difficult enemy, with the spikes raining down, often killing your Pikmin beyond belief unless you have rock Pikmin. For similar reasons as the groovy long legs, A tier. Prickle Puff I might have more of a preference for if the L targeting in this game wasn't automatic, as they always sneak up on me and I can barely see them due to the water. C tier, and the same for the puckering Blino. Puddle. I mean seriously, their name is Puddle. S tier. Ren is studying flavor profiles, making me wish I went to college to study whatever that is. B tier. Russ is one of my favorite additions to Pikmin 4. Not because of his shop, I didn't really care much for that or the improvements, but because he's so damn goofy and funny, so S tier. The Sage presents to you 10 of the best levels in Pikmin history in my opinion, with lots of addicting and difficult challenges. I only wish that we knew who this was, and I do think there was a missed opportunity with lore here as a result. A tier, barely missing out on S. Sammy Classic Sonic fan gets a C, and Santi gets an A tier for being a pilot. Schnoz is certainly a name, B tier. Scorch Cake, for similar reasons to the Freeze Cake, will go in A, and same with the Shuck Cake. Sheer Flea is just a Sheer Grub hack ripoff, because we haven't had enough of those, so D tier. Shiba. So maybe you picked up on this, but a lot of these names have been puns according to the Pikmin wiki, and so far this is the second one I've actually understood, so B. Shepherd though, like it's an outright name of a dog and not even a pun, and her name is Shepherd. Like who names their kid Shepherd? I actually like this character a lot. I think she's pretty charming. Probably my second favorite of the Rescue Corps after my boy Russ, A tier. The Snowflake Fluttertail is a pretty good boss. Not great and pretty easy, but I felt like they were actually trying to do something unique, so I'm giving this an A. The Sovereign Bullblacks. Now, I'm no Pikmin expert. Actually, yes, I am a Pikmin expert. And this is a straight ripoff of the Emperor Bullblacks. The fight is still whatever though, so I'll just go B. Startle Spore, for similar reasons as the Creeping Chrysanthemum, I'm putting an S. The Sun Squish is a pretty funny enemy. Obviously just being an egg, breaking Louie's mental health. And it does make me laugh when I play this game, even if the enemy is a complete pushover. B tier. Sai might be studying Pikmin ecology, but have you ever ranked every Pikmin character on a massive tier list? I bet you haven't. C tier. Toxtool is obviously a poison callback to the Puffstool, but the Puffstools in this game don't bring back the Puffman, which was their most memorable trait. His lack of effort in this regard is just kind of weird to me, so I'm just giving a C. Tusked Blowhog has a well-made design, another Ochi-centric enemy, so I'm giving this a B. Twyla looks like she's gonna tell on you to the teacher if you steal her goldfish at lunch. F tier. Venom Dweeble, I'm giving a B. Vonda, her eyes scare me, and there's nothing else to say about this character, so B tier. Waddle Quaff? What? Why? A tier. Wolfgang! I don't know if this is another dog breed I'm not aware of, but I like this name, so A tier. And Yanni is another one of my favorites of the Rescue Corps. It's pretty funny, hosting the night missions. S tier. Alright, gamers, well, I missed 4 characters in Pikmin 4, according to my research. I will be reading these off of my special Xenoblade 3 Mio notebook. Xenoblade. Alright, so the main 3 I missed, and I don't really know why, was Don Bergman, York, and Nelly. These are basically the throwback characters to Pikmin 3. But I found it really weird there were just throwback characters and not just the characters from Pikmin 3. Like, Olimar and Louie came back. I talked about that a lot in my Pikmin 4 video. It's some nerdy lore stuff, but I'm going to give them a D tier because of that. It just felt disrespectful to the Pikmin 3 fans, even though I'm not one of them. Then we have Chet. It's the second name that I'm worried that I can't say in a YouTube video because it sounds bad. He's a leader. That's all I got from this guy. His occupation, it just says leader. Like, ranking these characters with nothing to go off of, painful. We'll just give him a A. How about that? Will that please everyone? Will that make anyone mad? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. And with that, I have officially ranked all the Pikmin characters, nearly 300. Here's the complete list on screen, and you know what makes me really happy? Because Pikmin fans barely get games, and this list is probably gonna be accurate for up to a decade. Well, no, the Pikmin spin-off is around the corner.